Hello, everyone, and welcome to ROKStudios. I'm Stan Miller. I'm PR and Analyst Relations Manager for Rockwell Automation in the EMEA region. And I'm joined today by Guillem Clofent. He is President of Mespack and Pattyn. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you, Stan. It's a pleasure for me being part of the Rock Studio again. I remember we did about 3 years ago in the frame of Interpack 2023. I'm happy to be here again.
Guillem, today we're here to talk a little bit about the journey from automation to autonomy, redefining manufacturing resilience in a volatile world. This is a really fascinating topic, and I think you bring some special insight into this. So I'm just going to start asking you questions. So let's start out. From your perspective, why has autonomy become such a pressing topic for today's manufacturers? And let's say compared with even just a few years ago, what's happened?
Stan, the reality is that we live in a fast-changing world. On one hand, demand is changing constantly. Consumer behavior is becoming more difficult to predict. Regulations are becoming stronger, and the businesses need to adopt some actions to continue to be successful and to continue to grow. Uh, so automation is not anymore enough. And that's the reason why we need to go beyond that, one step farther. And that's where autonomy is coming. I think that autonomy, which brings automation to one step farther, will help the businesses to cope with all these fast changing worlds and continue to be successful in implementing the strategies.
Fantastic. Gim, many organizations, they kind of equate autonomy with technology. From a leadership perspective, what non-technical factors most influence whether these initiatives to autonomy succeed or fail? What's your perspective on that?
Well, Stan, I'll definitely agree that that is not a discussion only on technical aspects. I think that that goes beyond it. We have to take a broader view. Um, my recommendation to businesses, and that's what we have done at Mespack as well as in Pattyn, is number one, to define a strategy with clear goals. I think that putting a vision ahead of everyone helps the team to make the right decision. Second, define clear milestones and measurable goals, right? And finally, to assign a team and to pick the right partners. That's basically what we have done. Again, Pattyn and Mespack, dedicating a team, but also picking the right partner like Rockwell.
Now, that's really good. Thank you for that. Gim, as operations become more autonomous, how do roles on the factory floor fundamentally change? I mean, we're talking about things that could have a major impact. What are your thoughts on that?
Super interesting question, Stan. So look, if we have to define today a good operator or a service engineer, we would say that those are the people that can get the high efficiency of the machines, right? In the future, well, in actually in the present, that definition has to change. They will be less doers and they have to become more challengers, more problem solvers. They have to learn how to prompt the system with the right questions so the system can deliver the expected results or the recommendations to drive the change in the way to manage operations or maintenance. So that's definitely new skill set that operators and service technicians need to adopt. And so business leaders, they need to pay attention in training the workforce going in that direction.
Makes perfect sense. I mean, when we think about how AI needs to be informed and trained with the human element, I mean, you just connected the dots. Thank you for that. Gim, when evaluating autonomy initiatives, how should companies broaden their definition of value but beyond that short-term ROI? What does the long game look like?
Look, I don't think we need to redefine ROI itself. I think that the ROI, it's very clear, it's a financial KPI, very well defined, and that's important to measure the return on the investment for the businesses. I think that more than having a broader definition of ROI, we need to take the ROI with a broader calculation or with a broader approach. So I think that when businesses adopt new technology, they need to approve investments. They need to think about freeing up capabilities or capacities around that technology or around that initiative, or maybe how that initiative can evolve to a new business model, for instance, right? I think that these components have to be added in the calculation of the ROI more than changing the definition of the ROI itself.
Got it. Got it. Guillem, looking ahead, what practical steps can manufacturers take right now to prepare for more autonomous operations without overextending their organization? How do they set the table for that journey to autonomy?
I agree that business leaders can become overwhelmed with the pace of the change and the size of the challenge. So I would adopt more a real options approach, going in steps. So I would start first with proof of concept, phase one for any given initiative before moving to a full functional application. And in that journey, I'm sure that business leaders and engineers will learn a lot and will implement the technology, the initiative in a successful manner.
Excellent. Guillem, this has been a great conversation. Thank you so much for joining us in the studio today.
Stan, it's been a pleasure. It was a nice conversation, and definitely you touch the topics that are really, really concerning the business leaders of nowadays. Thank you.
And thank you for watching. If you'd like to learn more about industrial automation and digital transformation, visit rockwellautomation.com.